Teen Titans Go was never meant to replace the original, but to cover it up. Hey there, true believers and conspiracy hunters. Today we're diving into one of animation's greatest mysteries. What really happened to the original Teen Titans? You know, that show from the early 2000s that perfectly balanced humor, drama, and superhero action. The show that millions of fans were obsessed with until it suddenly disappeared. Look, I'm not saying Cartoon Network is hiding something, but actually, that's exactly what I'm saying. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at Teen Titans Go the same way again. Let's rewind to 2003. The original Teen Titans hit Cartoon Network and quickly became a cultural phenomenon. What made it special? For starters, it wasn't afraid to go dark. Remember when Raven's father literally tried to end the world? Or how about Tara's betrayal and sacrifice? This wasn't just a kids' show. It was storytelling that respected its audience. The animation style blended American superhero aesthetics with anime influences. The voice acting was perfect, from Tara Strong's iconic Raven to Greg Sipes' Beast Boy. And don't even get me started on that theme song by Puffy Amiyumi. Pure early 2000s gold. But here's where things get weird. After 5 successful seasons, the show ended in 2006 on a massive cliffhanger. Remember? The final episode, Things Change, showed Beast Boy encountering a girl who looked exactly like Tara, but she claimed she wasn't and didn't remember him. No explanation, no resolution, just nothing. Fans were devastated. The show had stellar ratings. Merchandise was selling. There was even a successful movie. So why end it so abruptly? The creators claimed they wanted to go out on top, but I'm not buying it. Something else was happening behind the scenes. Fast forward to 2013. Without warning, Cartoon Network announces Teen Titans Go, a complete reimagining of the series. The timing was suspiciously quick. No gradual build-up. No proper marketing campaign like you'd expect for a reboot of a beloved franchise. And when it premiered, complete tonal whiplash. Gone was the nuanced storytelling and character development. Instead, we got hyperactive, chibi-style versions of our heroes focused almost entirely on juvenile humor. Episodes about burritos and waffles replaced stories about identity and sacrifice. Now, I'm not saying it's objectively bad. Some people genuinely enjoy ghost silly humor. But the shift was so dramatic, so jarring, it felt calculated, like someone desperately wanted us to forget the original ever existed. The fan backlash was immediate and intense. Forums exploded with outrage. Petitions to bring back the original series gathered thousands of signatures. The dislike ratio on early Teen Titans Go YouTube clips was through the roof. But Cartoon Network didn't just ignore the backlash. They doubled down. They increased Go-S airtime until it was practically the only thing playing on certain days. Doesn't that strike you as odd? When a network's audience is screaming, "We don't want this," why would they push it harder? Now, let's talk about the breadcrumbs, the evidence that something strange was happening. First, there were those leaked storyboards. In 2012, several animation artists claimed to have worked on storyboards for what would have been Season 6 of the original series. These boards supposedly showed the resolution to the Terra cliffhanger and set up a major storyline involving Starfire's home planet. But mysteriously, these artists went silent, and the storyboards disappeared from the internet almost overnight. Then there were the strange comments from voice actors. At a comic convention in 2014, when asked about the original series ending, Scott Menville, Robin, started to say something about plans that were in place, before being quickly interrupted by a panel moderator. Weird, right? Multiple Cartoon Network employees have anonymously mentioned an unproduced arc that would have taken the Titans in a more mature direction, possibly too mature for the network's evolving brand strategy. Speaking of which, around 2012 to 2013, Cartoon Network was undergoing a major shift. Their viewership demographics were changing, and they were pushing for more merchandise-friendly content. The original Teen Titans, with its complex storylines and darker themes, didn't fit this new direction. But instead of letting the show gracefully end and remain in people's memories, they seemed determined to replace it with something so tonally different that it would effectively erase the original from the cultural consciousness. So, what's really going on here? I believe Teen Titans Go wasn't just a reboot. It was a deliberate attempt to overwrite our memories of the original series. Think about it. By creating a show with the same characters but completely different tone, they created confusion. When kids today hear Teen Titans, they think of the silly pizza-obsessed versions, not the complex heroes from the original. This is classic memory manipulation. Flood the market with a new version until the original fades away. It's like New Coke, but for animation. Why would they do this? Several possibilities. One theory suggests that the original show was building toward themes that would have been too politically charged or controversial for Cartoon Network. Another possibility is that the show's creators had planned to age up the characters and explore more mature themes, something the network wasn't comfortable with as they pivoted toward younger audiences. There's also the disturbing possibility that it was purely financial. The original Teen Titans had complex animation that was expensive to produce. Teen Titans Go uses a simpler style that's cheaper and faster to make. Plus, its silly humor translates better internationally, opening up more markets. Whatever the reason, the strategy worked. We'll never see a proper continuation of the original Teen Titans. Too much time has passed, the voice actors have aged, and most painfully, an entire generation now associates these characters with a completely different show. The saddest part? This might not be the only time it's happened. How many other beloved shows were deliberately replaced and overwritten because they became inconvenient for networks? How many storylines were abandoned not because they weren't working, but because they were working too well, connecting with audiences in ways that corporate interests couldn't monetize? Next time you see Robin and the gang dancing around and singing about burritos, remember, there was once a version of these characters that fought real battles, faced real demons, and connected with viewers on a deeper level. A version that apparently needed to be covered up. What else are they hiding from us?